Welcome to my YouTube channel LGBT Lesbians. This is a super audiobook burlesque. The best book I've ever read, you can't stop reading it. Burlesque video book drama. On my channel you will also find a lot of hot and sexy audiobooks about lesbian relationships, such as Stripper, Checkmate, Dance for Me and many others. Scenes of kissing, sex and hot relationships between girls, causing excitement, laughter, surprise, and sometimes tears of sadness and joy. Happy listening and pure emotions to everyone. Be sure to subscribe to the channel so as not to miss a single wonderful episode. Lauren makes a sort of motion with her hand. Yeah, sort of. Early 20s, mostly. I'm the youngest. There are other girls here who are 19, too. And a few who are students. She stands up from the bench suddenly, pointing at Camilla. Dinah and Normani also go to UCLA, you should talk to them. You three will have the same schedule. Speaking of which, she taps her wrist, even though there's no watch there. I think it's time for you to go on stage, babe. Oh, Camilla stands up, feeling suddenly exhausted. She tugs the hem of her skirt down and leans into the vanity mirror she's standing at, checking her reflection. Her brown hair is pulled back in a high ponytail, and her makeup is heavier than usual. She glances nervously at Lauren. Am I okay? Lauren comes up behind her, wrapping an arm loosely around her waist. Her gaze is fixed on Camilla in the mirror. Camilla is usually a sensitive person, and she kind of likes that Lauren seems to be too, her hip pressing against Camilla's side. There's probably time to visit the plastic surgeon's office down the street before you go. Camilla gasps, scandalized, and slaps Lauren's arm. Bitch! Lauren is dying of laughter at her own joke. She places her other hand on Camilla's back, turning her around so they're face to face. I'm kidding, Camilla. It's the first time Lauren has said her name instead of a nickname, and it sends a tingle through Camilla's stomach. You look beautiful. She adjusts the collar of Camilla's jean jacket, brushing the imaginary dust off it. I've said that about 10 times since you walked in here, so if you don't believe it by now, I don't know what to tell you. Thank you. Camilla grabs Lauren's hand and squeezes it, letting out a sigh. She realizes that even in her heeled boots, Lauren is a good inch taller than her. Fuck, I'm nervous. Don't be nervous, baby, you can do it. And then, inexplicably, taking her by surprise, Lauren wraps her in a tight hug. I'll be rooting for you, she says softly, right next to her ear. I'll be your first groupie, the first of many. And then she laughs, and it's so cute that Camilla pulls her closer to her chest before finally. Release her. You're going to rock, Lauren says as she starts down the stairs. The girls really support me, I promise. We're like family, and you're technically already in. She gives a little wave, and then it's just Camilla standing there in the dressing room, alone. She looks at herself in the mirror once more, praying she doesn't look as nervous as she feels. Lauren's words run through her head. She's right, Camilla is already inside. In theory, she has nothing to worry about. Camilla taps the microphone once. None of the stage lights are on, so she can see all the girls in the audience, all the girls in the cast she doesn't know. Except Lauren, who's sitting on the edge of her seat, grinning wildly. She gives a thumbs up. Hi, Camilla says into the microphone. She shuffles her feet a little in her boots, fidgets with the guitar in her hands. I'm Camilla, and I'm going to sing Misery Business by Paramore. On the guitar, of course. Obviously. There are some excited whispers, and Lauren cups her hands around her mouth and screams loudly. This makes Camilla laugh straight up. into the microphone, and she clears her throat. I hope you like it, she says, and then she starts playing. I'm in the misery business. Let's start from the beginning. She's got a body like an hourglass. She's ticking like a clock. Camilla is classically trained, not pop punk, but her technique is impeccable, she knows. She absolutely loves singing this song because it shows off her belting talents, her lower, raspier, deeper notes. It shows off her attitude. And it shows off her breath control. She slows the song down a bit out of necessity, but still, it's so fast that it would be impossible for an ordinary person to sing. But Camilla has had a lot of practice. Wow, I never meant to brag. But I got it where I want it now. Wow, I never meant to brag. And steal everything from you now. When she gets into the chorus, that's when she can really sing, that's when her voice shines. She changes the melody, goes even higher than usual, and some of the girls cheer her on. This only spurs Camilla on, and she strums her guitar with more fervor, taps her foot against the stage, keeping the beat. It felt good. Well, she knew performing was good, but this, up on this huge stage, with all the girls clapping and cheering her on as she strummed and sang, going crazy every time she hit a particularly high note, she'd never felt like this before. She'd never felt so appreciated. Damn, she loved the attention. She saw Allie and Lucy sitting a little further away from the rest of the girls. Lucy had her hands clasped under her chin, watching intently. Allie just looked proud. Smug, maybe, but definitely proud. I've seen your wildest dreams come true. None of them involving you. Just watch my wildest dreams come true. None of them involving. She raises her voice at the end, going into a loud, impressive riff. She has tons of control over her voice, something she earned after years of singing lessons. The girls shout praises at her, Lauren loudest of all, and Camilla lowers her head. She can feel herself blushing. She is so happy. She has never been so happy in her entire life, so free. But God, this feels so good. 'Cause I got him where I want him now. And if you could, then you know you would. Because God, this feels so good. It's so good. She finishes with a series of rhythmic, deliberate finger strokes, and then her hands finally stop, her lips finally close, and she stands there, almost afraid to move. Suddenly, everything gets very quiet, and then it gets so loud. The girls standing up, stomping their feet and screaming. It's over the top, definitely, but Camilla swallows it all the same. Way. Simmel, that's my girl. Lauren's scream is bordering on obnoxious, on ridiculous, but Camilla just tilts her head back and laughs. Thank you, Lauren, she says into the microphone, and the brunette smiles at her. Moments later, she's on the floor with the girls, and they're all hugging her, enveloping her in a cloud of scent, soft arms, and praise. Somewhere in there, Lauren had wrapped her arms around Camilla's waist, and now she won't let go, clinging to her like a puppy as she walks around, introducing Camilla to all the girls. Lauren makes sure Camilla meets Normani and Dinah, the other two girls from UCLA. Dinah is 18, like Lauren. She's not in costume yet, but her makeup is completely done, and it makes her piercing dark eyes even more intense than they probably already are. Dinah seems a little indifferent at first, but Lauren pokes her in the ribs, teases her, makes her laugh. She has a beautiful smile, one that lights up her whole face. Camilla likes her. Dinah compliments her technique above all else, so she's sure Dinah likes her too, or at least respects her. Normani, on the other hand, is wrapped in a silk robe. She's tall, hot, and intimidating. She seems suspicious of Camilla, but Camilla doesn't know why yet. She has miles and miles of perfect dark skin, and she's all muscle and toned, so hot. Too bad Camilla's getting this slutty vibe. Well, not slutty, not exactly, but she doesn't know how to explain it. She just gets the feeling that Normani isn't her biggest fan. She still compliments her on her singing, though, and welcomes her into the cast. She's civil. Camilla thinks that's all she can ask for. Lauren seems to be very close to the rest of the cast, which is kind of weird, both because she's probably been working with them for less than a year, since she moved to LA when she was 18, and she's still 18, and because she's definitely the star of the show, the most advertised, the fan favorite. Shouldn't they all be upset and bitter? But Lauren is really nice, Camilla imagines. The only time Lauren leaves Camilla's side is when she's jumping on one of the other girls. She's really sensitive to everyone. She can't imagine anyone not liking Lauren, with her happy-go-lucky nature. All right, girls. Lucy interrupts the commotion by clapping her hands. You all need to be in the dressing room and wearing your costumes, okay? Doors open in 30. Lauren, are you opening with? Lauren is still clinging to Camilla's side, her head leaning against Camilla's shoulder. Her hair smells nice, like coconut. Shutter Island. All right, okay. Lo, Dinah, Victoria, you're first, so you better be dressed up and ready to go. Before everyone can run up the stairs, Lucy grabs Lauren by the shoulder. Princess, go to the sound booth. You need to get your microphone. I know. Lauren looks regretful about letting Camilla go. Camilla's excitement at performing must be contagious, because Lauren looks just as pleased as she is that it went so well. She looks up at her, her green eyes huge and round. You're going to watch from the audience, right, Camilla? Lucy answers for her. Yeah, she's going to sit at the table with me. She winks at Camilla. Front row, best seat in the house. Camilla smiles back at her, trying not to miss Lauren's warmth as she wriggles out of Camilla's arms and toward the sound booth. Lucy turns to her with a raised eyebrow when she's sure Lauren is out of earshot. She likes you, she says. That's a good sign. We'd literally have to fire her if she didn't like you. Camilla's jaw drops. Are you serious? Lucy shrugs. Honestly? Yeah, she's our biggest name. All she would have to do is threaten to leave and we'd have to let you go. Wow, Camilla considers this. It's probably better if you told me later rather than before. That would have really stressed me out. I knew Lo would like you, Lucy says. You sang Misery Business, for God's sake. Did Allie tell you to do that? Huh? Camilla looks at her. No, I just love that song. Lucy rubs her nose absently, and she shoots Camilla an amused smile. So I guess great minds think alike. Lauren's top choices to sing when she's performing are Paramore, Britney Spears, Avril Lavigne. She sees the expression on Camilla's face. Don't ask. We literally let her play whatever she wants. She loves that song anyway. It was one of her first songs that she played almost weekly, so you really won her over there. There's a small silence, and then Lucy speaks again, her tone contemplative. I think you'll fit in really well here. She leans against the bar, crossing one muscular leg over the other. Camilla realizes with a start that there are now 2 bartenders manning the place, but Lucy doesn't look like she's going to introduce her, so she doesn't mention it. Really? I don't think, She pauses, feeling foolish all of a sudden. Normani didn't like me, I guess. Lucy laughs. Of course not. You're, like, Lauren's new favorite person, and Normani. She shakes her head, laughing. That girl is a jealous bitch sometimes. Or all the time. I wouldn't take it personally. Oh, Camilla suddenly feels like she's really, really out of it. Are they together? Lauren seemed, too flirty? Really affectionate for someone who's in a relationship? Single. Smooth. Camilla. They used to date for a while, Lucy tells her. Broke up, She snorts a little, drumming her nails against the counter. Not good. They started fighting a lot and it wasn't working out, so they broke up. There. Right now. Just a lot of tension. It really messed up the group dynamic for a while because they refused to performing together in group numbers. She shakes her head, sighing. That was a nightmare. So now Allie's kind of, which has a rule against relationships between castes. Oh, Camilla says again, feeling speechless. She wasn't, like, planning on dating Lauren or anything. But she can't help but feel disappointed by Lucy's words. Lucy must have noticed, but she doesn't say anything. Instead, Camilla thinks, for probably the millionth time since moving to Los Angeles, how drastically different is from his hometown. The way Lucy casually talked about Lauren liking girls, about her and Normani being in a relationship, Camilla feels a casual thrill, a little spark of warmth inside her chest. It's different. It's a good difference. Hearing lesbian relationships being talked about so normally, and without slander or hate or judgment like she used to hear from her parents, or from her hometown friends. But that's what she found in Los Angeles. Most of the people here are so completely carefree, so welcoming. It's night and day compared to how Camilla grew up. She's grown up a lot since moving to Los Angeles. And now, she really feels like she's in a comfortable position.
Support the channel with a reaction and write a comment under the video. Thank you very much for staying with me on the channel and subscribing.